So I'm at the point of changing the spark plugs out on the lower portion of the motor. Did the upper spark plugs earlier in the installation, and now I'm at the point of putting the airbox and assembling all that, and I wanted to do that obviously before I got that in the way. I put it off because I thought it was going to be a big job, and it wasn't a small job, but it wasn't too bad of a job. A couple points I wanted to make is I left this side all, apart on purpose. I did take the steering linkage apart, just one bolt, it's accordion style, and slid right out of the way. That allowed me access for the number 2 and number 3 cylinder on the driver's side. Also the rear, I want to just point out the rear spark plug, which I thought was going to be the hardest, turned out to be the easiest. Accessing from underneath the vehicle, there's a cutout in the fender well, you can reach right through there, 3-inch extension, and came right out. It was the easiest one out of all of them. I wish they were all that easy. Another point I wanted to make is I was a little concerned too with getting these spark plug wires off. I don't want to mess anything up. They're hard to get off. And you have to, what I done is I just stuck my hand in here and I got down to where I was almost, parallel with the connectors. I didn't want to like stress it too much. And you have to pull quite hard for them to pop out. Okay, now the pros and cons of that is they're a little hard to get off, and some of them I had to wiggle a little bit because I would pull and pull and pull, and then finally they just give away. There might be a little trick to it, but that worked for me. Now going back in with it, I tell you, if anyone ever told you it wasn't challenging to hold an iPhone and plug a spark plug wire in, so sometimes they'll snap, sometimes they won't. And the way I found is when you go to connect it in, you'll know it's connected. It didn't snap that time, but you can't pull it out, so you know it's connected. I'm pulling really hard, so it gives me a comfort there to know that it's connected. I know some of the older spark plug wires, sometimes you really couldn't tell if they were down on the spark plug or not, and these you can definitely tell because you can't pull them back off once they're in place. Driver's side wasn't too bad. Passenger side I did first because I really thought it was going to be the easiest. It turned out to be the most challenging. It's just not enough space in there. I had to use my universal in a combination of a 3-inch and 6-inch extension. It wasn't bad. It took me probably about an hour. The driver's side went a lot faster. I did the top earlier in the kit. Man, I tell you, if I had to do spark plugs, it would take, I would say at least half a day for me, because you'd have to pull the airbox out and pull a lot of stuff out of the way. So I've heard people, when I was searching for information about this, I heard people talk about, well, you can do it in a couple hours. Even on a stock motor, I don't know how you could do it in 2 hours. I went to the dealer earlier to get Motorcraft antifreeze just because I wanted the colors to match. Some little anal retentive, but I asked him, I said, well, is there, just before I started this, is there any secrets to it? And the parts guy was like, no, they make a wrench. You really need the wrench for it. I think Ford makes a wrench for everything, which obviously the dealer never has in stock, but the mechanics have it, so you could bring it up and have them do it. So I didn't need anything. I just use normal tools. However, I did use, this is for a motorcycle, I did use this as like a little cheater. Ford puts about 25 pounds of torque on these spark plugs, so I did use that as a little cheater, but otherwise, yeah, just regular. These are the tools I used. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to stop here and go to the next step.